language. Bonjour. Thank you for taking this moment to ground yourself. Julie.
Miawa. Scano, Sego, Ani, Tansei. Beautiful to see everyone here. Oh, what a great way to begin our time together. And that offering is beautiful, Chantel. It really is amazing how that energy, travels distances through this beautiful web. You can feel that vibration. So, Nyawa for that. Uh, it's been a busy few weeks, and so being able to gather and share this space and time, I'd like to acknowledge those of you who uh, are joining us this evening, who may join us a little bit later or another day, another time. And for those that have been messaging, asking for us to share on this platform, we truly appreciate the acknowledgement and the connections that we've made through this platform and this community. And so tonight, it's exciting to be able to come together like this, knowing that there are people that want to be connected, that feel that connection. And so knowing that our ancestors are, with us, and our relatives from all over. It's beautiful to see Grandma Marcia with us from the West Coast, and she'll be sharing with us tonight. And for those of you who have been able to see our grandmothers with the Mayan ceremonies, that's where Grandma Marcia comes in and so it's a real honor to have her with us tonight. So today was one of those days where, started off really mild, and see the squirrels out scurrying around trying to get some more food in them before they get into their hibernation. And I actually heard some birds this morning, and I thought I was dreaming. But just acknowledging that, we are preparing for this colder season, this time for hibernating, for reflecting, for chilling out. That's what I'm excited about. I was really feeling like, oh yes, it's time to spend more time journaling, reflecting. And I was really actually was with my niece today, helping her prepare for her new little one coming in January. And so she asked me to help her prepare some meals. And so we were cooking all day. And I was fortunate. I signed up for the course ceremonies with Asha Frost. Love her. And I'm just so grateful that she also has a community that she's created. And we did a ceremony with her and did a journey together this afternoon. And she's so great with just her voice and her tone and her knowledge, and how she just grounds and shares this and really took me on a journey. While I was in the busyness, I got to step away from my responsibilities and sat to do this journey. And it was a beautiful journey about dream time and how important that is at this time of year. I mean, always, I believe, but this time of year, just preparing and knowing that, the full moon energy and our ancestors and all of the messages, beautiful messages that she shares through her teachings, it really was so profound for me today. I felt that energy, and especially being in the space with the little ones and my niece, who's getting ready to bring in, another being into this world. I just felt so grateful and to all of my teachers, all of those who have shown me how to really connect uh, to the cycles, to the teachings, and so just a lot of gratitude for this circle and the women in this circle, because every single one of us come with amazing gifts, and we know that, we all bring special gifts, but to know that you belong to, a community where you can show up and you don't always have to perform, or you don't always have to offer, you can actually receive. And that's how I felt today. I got to step away and receive that love and connection without having to facilitate, or lead. And then being able to return into, the kitchen, where all the busyness was, and just felt so much gratitude and love for the meals we were preparing. And and then watching that weather go, like, it just changed so quickly. It started raining, and then it was snowing a little bit, and it was beautiful to just watch things shift and change, and know that we're taken care of. And that we, once we, I guess the word I'm feeling is surrendering, releasing, and that's what we reflected on today in our session with Asha Frost was, what was this year for us, coming into this full moon and the end of the year, and what do we learn, and how do we grow, and what do we accomplish, and it was just, yeah. And then I've just had the last couple of hours preparing for this time together, being grateful, and so knowing that that there's the space that people appreciate. I know that I do. So Nyawa for everyone coming and just offering this this time to acknowledge the natural world, and how fortunate we are to have her and Mother Earth and all of these beautiful, I say, essence surrounding us to support us. So thank you. And Marcia, Grandma Marcia, it's so great that that you're with us. So jump on in and share with us. Yeah.
Well, now for those who are here, I have great gratitude, and that for me is one of the big things that, well, comes up every day. But I think this time of the year, as the year is winding down, it really does cause you to kind of like, pause and reflect on what this year has been for you. What has been, some of the high points, what have been the challenges, but being able to look at it all from a sense that whatever it was, you're here, you made it through. So congratulations for that. And that everything you've experienced just helps to make you better, helps to make you become more of that being of light. So I'm actually, my name is Marcia Forrest, and I was born on the Six Nations Reservation in Ontario, and I was raised there, and from the Mohawk lineage. And I now live out on the West Coast in Nanaimo, BC, with the Snuneymush people. And so I'm back on the ocean and with the mountains. And I just would like to really express gratitude, because I really think it's important to express gratitude before we do anything. When you first wake up in the morning and open your eyes, you're coming into that place of consciousness that you get to spend another day. And even though the days, the hours of daylight are shorter, this is the time of year when those of you who have a hard time getting up for the sunrise, you should really make a point of doing it now, because that sun comes up so much later. And there's just something so special and profound about greeting the day, greeting that sun when it comes up, because the lessons of the sun and its cycles, it just teaches us that no matter how dark things get, no matter how long those darknesses are, that light always returns, you know, and so that we know that that's coming, and that's how we can really, you know, hang on to that and get through those things. And it causes me to reflect a lot too on our ancestors and, you know, the ancient ones and what this time of year used to mean for them. To them, like December 21st, the solstice time, was the day of celebration during the month of December, as are the other is the other solstice and the other two equinoxes, because for them it just really showed their connectedness to that role of the sun in their lives and the cycles, the natural cycles that the sun goes through. And so it wasn't about December 21st, 5th, and Christmas, because, you know, that wasn't really something they even thought about. And you think about how that season for Christmas, it just really seems to go against what nature is showing us to do at this time of year. You know, if we really look at nature and use all of our senses to like listen, Jody mentioned the birds, and I got to watch the beautiful sunset tonight behind the mountains, and just using your senses to really take in nature. And I think it's so important to get outside a little bit every day, even if the weather is bad. Like find a moment, you can find yourself a little shelter spot where you're not going to get wet or too cold or too blown away, and just let your senses take in what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling. And it's just amazing what nature has to teach us. So just remembering that there are those natural rhythms and cycles and flow, and it's really showing us to slow down this time of year. So that's my encouragement, is to really find those spaces, enjoy the daylight when it's there in the sky, and to really find those ways to nurture yourself, especially within. So, you know, sometimes it just takes doing a few slow, deep breaths to kind of like slow things down and gets you into that space, because the more you can do that now, the more energy it's going to bring forward for you to take with you into the new year. And because we are just a couple of weeks away from the end of the year, this is the time of year too where if there are some unfinished things or some unresolved issues that you have, it may be situations with people or places or things, but if you can, try to put some completion or resolution at least to it. You know, there might be, you know, some misunderstanding that's being carried forward, and that's usually what it is. It's a misunderstanding. Whatever happened is usually just it manifests as a miscommunication that happened, and there's so many ways for things to be interpreted, maybe in the way they weren't intended. So I just really encourage people to, if there's apologies needed, or and especially if you are really having people kind of like float through your mind, people maybe that you haven't spoken to for a long time or connected with in a long time, I've really learned that that's usually a moment when you need to do something about it. You know, if that person who you haven't seen for a while or heard from, just, you know, even if you just send them a message or pick up the phone, you know, hear their voice, get that vibration of their voice, because especially with connections that go way back, because those really get carried forward if they're taken care of. It's kind of like having friends is like having a garden, you know. How do you take care of that garden? How do you take care of each individual that's in that garden? And if they're important to you, make sure you let them know that they are, because I don't think many of us consider ourselves mind readers. And so it's really good to make those efforts to be able to put those thoughts into words, so you speak what comes from your heart. And if you really have that appreciation and love for someone, this is a great time of year to show that. And if there's some people who say are maybe, shut-ins or tend to be home alone a lot. There's nothing like visiting someone like that to really make them happy. And it doesn't have to take you a whole day visit, but just those simple things, because the very best present you can give anyone is yourself, just by showing up and being present for them and showing that you care. So this is a really good time to take moments to go inward, to really have deep intentions about doing your reflections on the year, and care for your spiritual self as well as your physical self and our bodies and minds, because that helps to keep us strong. That keeps us in a place of being able to show up when we need to show up. Because our ancestors knew, in order for us to show up for our communities as good relatives, that we needed to be well ourselves. And that's the way that we can help create a lot of beautiful, supportive change in our communities. And in order to do that, we need to find ways to be grounded and strong and healthy. So I know we all have to-do lists with lots of things on them, especially this time of year, but I want you to make sure that you put yourself at the top of your to-do list. Like, what are you going to do for yourself each and every day? Just take that precious moment to be able to find that space and time to really nurture yourself. Because as you replenish your spirit, it really feeds your soul, and it really helps you to be able to then be that support, not only for yourself, but for others. I wanted to say a little bit about just this cycle, and I'll, because I'm a Mayan calendar daykeeper. I've been working with the calendar now for over 20 years. And this full moon today is ending on a day that's all about that manifestation of the total connection with any knowledge and wisdom that we've gained from teachers that we've been fortunate to work with through the years. And it's about what we've learned, being able to apply that, and getting to the point where you can actually become that teacher and share it. Because there's no point you hanging on to all that beautiful wisdom and knowledge if you can't help to share it and help others in their own walk in this life too. And so that's a really beautiful thing. And today it manifests that day in this 13-day week where that's the greatest potential for this happening. So that this call is happening today is a really good moment for it. So whoever gets to hear this later on too, they get to benefit from that. And not only do we have the full moon, but we have that Geminid meteor shower going on right now too. It's lots of amazing things happening up in the cosmos. So Christmas, this period of time and this next 13-day stretch, I just want you to know that the focus for that on 13 days from now, and so it all is working towards the family. It's really that greatest potential for what it means to be a family and connected and supported and loving and helping each other, finding ways to help each other so that nobody feels like the challenges they're facing, that they're having to do this alone. And I think that with the situation the world's in right now, it can get just overwhelming as to like, what can I do? Feeling like one little individual, but every little prayer, every little positive thought you put towards healing yourself, that helps to heal. It ripples out, so that helps to heal, your family in an outward way, your community, out to all of the people of the world. But the greatest piece of it is that it helps to impact Mother Earth too. So if every individual just remembers that you aren't the only one, right? And that you are doing your best to look at things in a way that's going to help move things forward for everybody. and to remember to give thanks for Mother Earth. Even when she's in her resting time, she's resting up so she can come back in the spring and just totally, provide us with all the sustenance that we need in order to live. So even going out there, putting your hand on her, touching her and saying thank you, just simple gestures like that. It's all part of the exchange of energy and gratitude and vibration. And so I hope that you find ways to really nurture yourself over this busy holiday time, and that you really find those ways to build your own strength and love in your heart, because you can achieve whatever you want in the areas of your personal life, your physical life, your spiritual life, in your relationships, and in your professional life. And so I just want to send words of encouragement and love, and just to know that the more we can take care of ourselves, the more we lighten up, and the more we can brighten up and shine our light out into the rest of the world. So I wanted to thank Jody for inviting me, and thank you for hearing my words tonight. Now
Thank you, Grandma Marcia. I always love listening to you speak, and connected to quite a few things that you were saying. Yeah, I think it's a great time for us to check in with our family and friends. I know there's a few friends I need to connect with. And I love that you said that presence is a present, right? Your own presence there is a present to people. And yes, so thank you for everything you said. I know that at the beginning of 2024, for me, I had done some, not really goal setting, but just looking at the numerology of the year. And 2024 added up to 8, which was the divine feminine number. And that also the infinity sign. And so coming to a close in 2024, with the launch of my lunar calendar, which is based on the energy of Grandmother Moon and Mother Earth, I thought that what I was hoping for at the beginning of 2024, I think has manifested itself. So I'm very, very grateful. And I know that listening to you and the other grandmas along the way gave me those messages and affirmations to stay on track. So thank you so much. And the full moon is also a good time. At all of our ceremonies, we always honor the water. And so I wanted to take a few moments for us today just to pause and speak about water, think about water, and I'll sing a water song in a minute. At our ceremonies, we always honor water. Water is our first medicine. We are almost totally made by water. Water is the lifeblood of Mother Earth. She runs in her rivers, just like blood runs through our veins. And we come from water. We come from our mother's sacred water. And as women, we carry that water as well. And water is healing. Our tears are healing. Salt water is healing. And so I'd like to sing the Nibi water song. And this water song was written by Doreen Day and her grandson, translated into Anishinaabe-Moan. And actually, the origin of the song is words by Dr. Masaru Emoto. Dr. Emoto is a Japanese scientist who did a lot of studying on the consciousness of water. And he had a prayer that he wanted people to say, and that often when he would do his experiments, people would say, "Water, we love you. Water, we thank you. And water, we respect you." And those are actually the words to the Nibi water song. And Doreen Day had heard him speak at a conference in Michigan. And so then these words were taken and translated into Anishinaabe. And this is a song that is gifted to all people because water needs all of our healing energy. And so anyone can sing this song and learn this song. And when I sing it, I think about it as a bit of a lullaby for the water. It's very gentle and soft. And we sing it in 4 rounds to honor the 4 directions. So I'll sing it now. And if you have some water, please hold your water, look at your water. Whether you know the words or not, please feel free to hum along. And humming is a beautiful exercise. It creates a vibration in our body that connects to our nervous system. And when we hum, it activates that vagus nerve, that rest and digest, to tell our bodies that everything is okay. So even if you don't know the words to the song, please feel free to hum along. Nibe Gijageigo Imigwechawe Nimyago Ijawe Nimyago 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 Miigwech. And just before I hand things over to Angela to share some words, and then Angela, you could pass it on to Chantel. She's going to finish with a sound bath. I just wanted to connect, Marcia, with what you were saying about the winter coming and using our senses to connect to the change in energy. And, in the winter, it's this time of storytelling, right? So it's a time of reflection and also a time of storytelling. And one of the things that I've learned is that sometimes in the wintertime, in our dreams, those are the messages our ancestors are sharing with us. And that's how those messages come through. I'm sure everybody knows that already, but I had just thought of it. And when you were sharing that, I thought, oh, that's why we're having, some of these powerful dreams come through, these stories come through at this time. And I've also been thinking a lot about how in the winter, life returns to the roots, right? All of the animals are hibernating, energy is being reserved. And so how can we as people follow our original instructions, which is to follow the energy of the earth? How can we lean into this time of rest? And so along with that, what you said, I invite people to think about how can they bring in more rest, more storytelling into their winter season this year. So miigwech.
Miigwech, Jen, that was beautiful. And Yahweh, for Grandma Marcia, for your wise words, and to Jody for giving us the space. I really very appreciative, especially tonight in this particular full moon. It feels different than past ones for some reason. And I think for the first time in a long time, I'm really starting to honor and understand about resting at this time of the year. And even though as an entrepreneur, it's always been one of the busiest times of the year for me. I'm starting to really understand the importance of just allowing things to happen. And last week was, I can tell you, like Mercury retrograde was brutal for me this time. And so many challenges and so many delays and so many things. And really, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to breathe and just allow things to work out as they do, and they do. And to understand that, we become so tied to this material world and the things that we're needing to do all the time. And to just allow, like, divine timing is really the only thing that is working here. And just to have that faith and knowing that, everything always works out, and to not, allow that to stress you out, and because it affects your body and your mind, and really feeling that connection between, what's happening in your spirit and your mind, and having that reflected in your body. So I wanted to, I pulled a card from Asha Frost's new Animal Elders deck, which I absolutely love. And I've said this to her. She's like one of my dear friends. I've had a medicine card deck for, 30 years. Jamie Sam's, I've had it for a very long time, and it's always been my go-to. And I have to say that this new deck that Asha has created is phenomenal. It is so powerful. So what I chose, or what the deck chose, the message for everybody tonight was spider. So, and this is in keeping with this time of year, where we're starting to slow down and allow those dreams to come forth. We're all talking about similar things. And, not only the reflection of what we've learned and what we've experienced in the past year, but what are we manifesting for the new year? And next year, 2025, is going to be, I think, a very powerful year for everybody. And this year, 2024, was a pretty tough one for me personally, but I learned lots, and I'm also a dragon, so it was the year of the dragon, so that's always usually a tough one. I also picked some angel cards. I've had these for years. They're really cute. So what I got was compassion, and that's also for myself as well as others. Humor. Don't take things so seriously all the time. Courage, which I think I have in spades, but sometimes, you need courage for things that you maybe hadn't thought about, right? And then light, because I think in this time of the year where it is very dark, I think we need our inner light more than ever. And so that's, those reminders. Anyways, so spider. And an Ojibwe legend speaks, and spider is actually in many, many nations, not just Ojibwe, speaks of the gift that the spider offered to grandmother who saved their life. The spider wove an intricate and delicate web that arrived as medicine for dream time. It was offered as a form of protection so that the bad dreams would be filtered out by the sticky crisscrossing strands of the web, and the good dreams would stay. It is said that with the first sunlight, bad dreams would be erased. This is a sacred medicine tool that is now used by many as the dream catcher. Elder Spider lands in your sacred space today, weaving similar threads. It's a time of creation, and your current hopes and intentions matter. And tonight is a really great time, as we all know, to write down our intentions for the future. This elder calls upon your divine ancestors to protect your path forward, to filter out interferences and block bad medicine from entering your space. Sharing your unique expression of medicine will help to balance the shadow and light in the world. It's a time of focus, and just as Spider weaves their web with great patience, you too are asked to channel this level of precision into your creations. Each thread you spin will make a mark, so weave with care. Spider asks you to bring forward all of the untold stories that lie in your heart and spirit, and pull out the ancestral knowledge and teachings from your lineage. Write, sing, paint, speak, and share your unique thread of humanity. With Spider Elder's help, your creations will be received in a favorable way. So this is the affirmation. I have a focused ability to feel into the vibrations that move through my web, and I offer this to you. Now to fine-tune your senses to the subtle messages from the source of creation. There will always be shadowy forces at work trying to pull you off the path or interfere with your pure heart and mind. Together we weave beautiful intentions for your creations in the world, much like the dewdrops that sparkle on my web in the sun. Have peace knowing that I am blocking out negative energies so that only good medicine can drop in. So I thought that was, well, it's always the right card at the right time, the right message, right? And I want to share with you something quickly. So, especially in times that are challenging, doing things that bring you joy are so important. And one of the things that I do that I haven't been able to do as much in the last couple of months is dancing. And so I do Zumba, and I love music, and it's able to transport me to a place where I just love it so much, and I can have had the worst day ever and it's all gone, and you know, I'm back to my normal self. And there was one song that I absolutely love, and we did this routine too. And I felt such happiness and joy that while I'm dancing, I actually started to cry. So it is one of the most important things to know the things that really make you so happy, to do those. And that's part of self-care, and really understanding how important it is that we take care of ourselves, you know, as Grandma Marcia said as well, to protect our energy, to protect ourselves, to protect our happiness and our joy and our light and our spirits. So I just wanted to share that with you all. And once again, hi miigwech. Yeah, I'm so happy to be with all of you.
Hello. Bonjour. So my name is Chantal Côté. I'm from Northern Ontario, where there is lots of snow this year. So it's white. It looks like Christmas, very much. Thank you for those amazing words, each of you, and what I want to reflect. I had amazing experience. I met amazing people, but I lost my mom. Last spring to the spiritual. So to grieve, I sing, and I go to an old age house and I help the people. I do volunteer, and it gives me so much love. So I give my time, I give my love to the elders, and that brings so much me. So I do little things that brings me joy, and I do lots of sound bath with women, and I want to teach the women that it's okay to take care of ourselves, even if we feel sad and we miss someone. So we need to take care, and so yeah, it's been an amazing year to grow, to show how much resilience each of one has. So I'm gonna do a little sound bath and some music, and my soul is so happy when there's music around me. So that's what I do. So be careful, because my crystal bowls can be really loud. So if you want to be careful with the sound. So enjoy, ladies. Thank you. Miigwech. Merci.
Nyawa. Miigwech. Ooh, that was beautiful. All of the words tonight were beautiful and exactly what I needed to hear. And it's funny, Angela, Asher Frost today had the dream catcher. That was the theme, and the spider as well came up. So a lot of that resonated, and I was able to think about it. And then, throughout the day, and then when you brought that up, it's so important. Like you had mentioned, Grandma Marcia, our senses, and just being like everything there, Chantel, it was amazing, even though, it's so clear. And then, when you're utilizing the different tools or, instruments that you have going, it's like whatever you're meant to hear is what you're meant to hear, and I could feel it in like from my feet, and then all of a sudden up in my head, and then in my heart. And it was, the tingling and all of that you just could feel I just feel renewed. I feel really fresh right now. And it's refreshing, really. And there's a few things that I wanted to just share before we say good night. And then if anyone else would like to share a few words before we close, it's open. But I was thinking about something that I read years ago. I came across this when I was researching some of my in my old drives, because for those of you who don't know, I'm one of the co-founders of Grandmother's Voice, and we started this several years ago, like 8 years ago. The grandmothers, Grandmother Renee and Gail, who Grandma Marcia is actually her cousin, and when we traveled in the mountains, and I was able to share my visions and dreams with the grandmas, and we just talked about what we knew and who my teachers were, and why, and I told them about this bra alternative that I designed like now 17 years ago almost. And there was this really strong message when I was learning from some Indigenous elders back then, that when I was really connecting with my ancestors, it was like, I invented this product and I created it. And then it was like, okay, now it's time to put that aside. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? I created this thing, and it just was, it was there. And what do you mean put it aside? But I had to listen to that. And I didn't know what it meant until like now, this year, in the last like 24 hours. And so when I was looking through, just reflecting on the last year, like everything that everyone said here, manifestation, the work that Grandmother's Voice has been doing, the connections that we made, and what we accomplished as a collective, the programs and relationships we built, has just been amazing. And it would have never happened if we didn't have this circle that continues to grow across the world. But I came across the quote from Chief Fool's Crow, and it was about the ceremonies like this. When we started this in COVID and doing virtual ceremonies, the I want to say backlash, and I don't want to talk negative at all, but the Indigenous people are reclaiming and coming forward. And I say, with the grandmas coming above ground, I don't know, that's just like an old way of saying what really, has been happening is that, we're safe to do this. And so what his message was that the ceremonies are not only for Indigenous people, they're for people who are like honest and sincere and really connected to that great spirit, and want to share this vibration or connect with others who are doing this work. And so I came across that quote when I started to look back in my my breast rest. That's exactly what my bra was called. And just being told that it's time. You know, back years ago when I started this, people, they weren't ready. You know, we just weren't ready to return to ourselves, to our spirit, to our, you know, there were many out there like the grandmas, you know, who've been doing this, you know, I say holding the space for decades, you know, protecting the knowledge, protecting, you know, the sacredness of these teachings, that we get to now do this, you know, and share this way. So, and, you know, just wanting to honor Asha Frost, because she just, you know, we love her. We love you, Asha. And she's just so strong and beautiful and yeah, just whole. And so there's this quote that she has on her website. I think that's what it would like. I think that's where I got it. But it says, each month we are gifted with two opportunities to align with the dreams of our ancestors held for us, attune with the rhythms of the land, activate our connection to the cosmos, elevate the whispers of our bodies. And, you know, we know as the group and cohort and coaches that just finished with Dennis's program here, that's the connection to our bodies and our spirit and the wholeness of who we are, you know, and these teachings that the grandmas share are such a gift in this time. And so just acknowledging that and sharing, you know, the gratitude, just whole, full gratitude for having this opportunity to share. And then before I turn it over to everyone else to offer words before we part for this ceremony, next Monday I'll be doing a live session with a live interview. I'll be starting a series called Our Stories. And we've been talking about this for a couple of years. And I mean, I always say we're not professional enough, and I'm not sure that I'll ever be professional enough, as much as I feel like it has to be more branded or whatever that word is, right? This is what happens when you are doing work from spirit. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be at the right place at the right time is how you feel and what comes. And so again, just, you know, acknowledging and honoring those who continue to poke at us, saying, hey, you know, it's time to continue to share. There are people that want to share their stories that continue to inspire. And so Samantha Dockstader will be my first interview on Monday, on the 23rd. No, what's Monday? Is that the 22nd or the 23rd? Is it? I don't know. Whatever it is, Monday, 23rd.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so I wanted to just mention this, Chantel, because you mentioned the passing of your mom, you know, and her journey home. And so I just, you know, hug from here and sending you love. But her session, we're going to get to know Samantha a bit more. And for those of you who've seen her presentations, like amazing. And so she'll be on, and her theme, she's going to share a short presentation of speaking about grief and keeping your grief in the light. And she says that grief is one of the most beautiful things we'll ever experience. And would it change your perspective? And so anyway, join us as the Dockstader shares her grief journey and how she learned how to keep her grief in the light. And I'm really excited to share that. I think it'll be around noontime. So just watch for that. And Jen, you can talk. I'm gonna pass it back to you. Maybe you can just mention where also your launch for your journal is tomorrow. And we're all really excited for that to happen.
Sure. Tomorrow I'm speaking at the Burlington Library. My talk is called Living in the Lunar Cycle, and it's an invitation to observe time in a different way according to our grandmother, the moon, and following her cycle within our 12 months of the year, but centering the moon's energy as a way to flow through time. And so that's tomorrow night at 6:30 to 8:30. And I'm looking forward to sharing my ideas and sharing my planner and my calendar with everyone. The first print of the planner is already sold out, so they're doing a rush print, which is a great honor and very exciting. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. And are the grandmas doing a talk soon, Jody, did you say? What day is their talk? Do we know?
Yes. Sorry. Thank you for that. On Friday. It will be the Mayan.
This Friday, like the 20th?
The 20th. Yeah.
Oh,
I
right
think they
before
do it
the-
at 6 p.m. Eastern
Okay.
time. So thanks for reminding me just as I saw Marsha leave.
Yeah. So
And
thank you, everyone, for this evening.
Mhm.
It was lovely. Miigwech.
Thank you.
Are you all set? Would you like to share something, Angela, before we step off?
Yeah, I just wanted to once again say how much I love and appreciate everybody. And I also wanted, in case you guys didn't know, Asha and I are doing a giveaway that went live today. And so we're giving away one of her new animal elder oracle decks that just came out, and my winter solstice Masqua ceremony set, which is the 10-ounce candle, the mist, and I don't have it here, but the 8-ounce tin. So it's all three of them together. So it's Instagram. So if you go to, each of our Instagram accounts, Lodge Soy Candles and Asher Frost, and we are going to draw the winner on the solstice on December 21st. So, enter, tag a friend or two or three.
Excellent.
Yeah. And looking forward to getting my calendars, Jen, tomorrow.
I know. Tomorrow. Let's do it. We can get the candles there too. You're bringing some?
Yeah, because these just came out. So I only sell these starting in December every year. So
I love that. Okay. Chantel, would you like to add anything before we? No, you're amazing. Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me. Bye, ladies.
See ya. And Martez, you can go to Instagram. I'll pop it on here. I'm not very good at multitasking when it comes to technology, but go to Asher Frost and Angela's Instagram, and then also Jen. You can get the journals for Jen on Indigenous Reflections website, or if you're coming to the Burlington Library, I think you had to register, and that's an exciting thing too. That was sold out too. Oh, good. Marsha just popped back. Thank you. We mentioned the Mayan ceremony on Friday with grandmas. Yeah. So thanks. Good. Did you want to share anything before you step off, Marsha?
No, actually, my battery died, so I luckily had my laptop with me too. So anyway, no, just that I'm really happy that we're going to be continuing on with the explanation around the cycles, and we call it the moon. Is it the moon? The Mayan moon ceremony, but what it means is it's the Mayan calendar cycle we're in, it's the moon cycle we're in, and the ceremonial cycle that we're in. And so all three things get covered over that hour. And it's really always amazing to me, the synchronicities that we walk through each and every day, and how we can learn to work with the actual energetics of what's happening at the time, so that we're not like, going in an uphill battle all the time. Like, we're actually learning to work with the flow of the energies of the universe. And so I hope that, you can join us for some of those, because it's fun to always tap into the synchronicities that are happening around us. So thank you.
So as you can tell, I can't multitask and do typing. So Nyawa. Thank you, everyone. Happy holidays, and sending love.
Happy
Yes.
holidays.